Hey, baby.
Hey, Tobes. Check it out. I found the perfect movie for our annual Turkey Day tribute to Mystery Science Theater. It's actually about Thanksgiving, sort of. It's called...
That's great, baby, but I can't do it this year.
What? Why not? We have perfect three-person chemistry. You're like Crow, Stuffy's Tom Servo, and I'm like Joel. Or am I more of a Mike?
It don't matter, baby. I can't do it because I'm supposed to be a good dog. What would Wilhelmina think if she saw me like making mean jokes about stuff? On the other hand, if I skip it, but she sees Stuffy making mean jokes...
Yeah, I see where you're going. But consider this. Wilhelmina is a sophisticated cat, right?
Yeah.
So she knows that we're riffing on a movie to be funny. We're not just making jokes out of pure meanness.
We're not. No, of course we're not, baby.
So you joining in with your friends, taking part in our traditional holiday fun, that's not something a bad dog would do. That's something a good dog would do.
You know what? You convinced me, baby. I'm in.
Awesome.
So does this mean you on board with me trying to steal Wilhelmina away from Stuffy?
No, I just wanted you to do this.
Fair enough.
Okay, fellas, this year for our riffing pleasure, I've chosen the 1951 school film, A Day of Thanksgiving.
Let's do it. Hit me with that bad movie, baby.
Young America Films presents America Babies.
All your favorite characters from America, only they're babies, and they all live together in a gigantic nursery.
A Day of Thanksgiving, or as it's also known, Thanksgiving.
Or Black Friday's Eve.
Or the Feast of Eat Fast and Leave Early. The chilling silence of obligatory togetherness.
I'm Bill Johnson.
And I'm definitely an alcoholic.
Just call me Dad. I've been trying to read, but I just can't seem to do it.
I find the prose style of our local paper tedious and unchallenging.
We Johnsons had a good Thanksgiving, the best we've ever had. And I can't help thinking that what made it better was a feeling
of defeated resignation.
Feeling of thankfulness. And that's odd, too, when you consider the shape things were in when I got home from work yesterday.
Children reading and playing quietly? What fresh hell is this?
And of course, Mother and the baby were there.
Taking comfort in their respective bottles.
Mine were living tomorrow right along with today, looking forward to Thanksgiving. And like most men, I'm glad it was Mother instead of me who had to break the news to them.
Like most men, I'm a coward who leaves the parental heavy lifting to my wife.
Misandrist.
Turkey and dressing and pie and cake.
And fruit salad and whipped cream and cranberries, gee.
And broccoli and Brussels sprouts.
And lime Kool-Aid.
Well, you know, children, we've had a lot of expenses this month, and, well, your father and I thought
that we'd be happier if we separated.
Well, the truth of the matter is, there just won't be any turkey this year.
The president pardoned them all, babies.
Thanks,
I'm
Truman.
going to make a pumpkin pie. We'll have plenty to eat, but, well, we'll just have to get along without turkey.
Mom, you don't mean it. It won't be Thanksgiving at all.
I hate you, Mom.
Even the Pilgrims had a feast. After all, isn't that what Thanksgiving's for? I don't think it's fair.
Oh, they're sounding like baby boomers already.
Right in the thick of it. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Pop.
Oh, Mother, Dick, Susan.
Oh, shit, here we go.
What's been going on around here? What's the matter with everybody, anyway?
Are you having feelings?
We're not gonna have any Thanksgiving. No turkey, no good thing.
A fat lot we're gonna have to be thankful for.
Mom's over there rolling her eyes, thinking, fine, I'll eat my pumpkin pie all by myself.
We do too. We've always had turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yes, and everybody else in the block's gonna have it this year. Same as always.
We'll be the laughingstock of Levittown.
Just as a lot of Americans have had it, and we'll keep on having it. Turkey on Thanksgiving's a great American tradition.
As American as gun death and income inequality.
As if the turkey's the only thing we had to be thankful for.
Well, gee whiz, no, Dad. It's not that at all.
Oh, I know, Dick. With turkey, it's easy to lose sight of what Thanksgiving really means.
I think we can see now that we've been a little too invested in the turkey all these years.
Maybe now they can finally beat their debilitating turkey habit. And you know what the best way is to do that, don't you, baby?
Oh, wait, pause it. I've got this one.
You go cold turkey. No, baby, that won't help. Cold turkey is delicious. What you do is put a rubber band on your wrist, and whenever you feel like having some turkey, just snap that shit real hard. Oh, okay. The pain conditions you to not want turkey no more. I was just making a pun, though. Quitting turkey, cold turkey. I know what you was doing, baby.
We all done?
Yes, that's all I had.
Okay.
We're still a lot better off than the Pilgrims.
That's it, Dick. Do you other kids see what Dick's trying to say?
He's trying to say your feelings don't matter.
Still got all the freedoms and privileges the Pilgrims gave us. And out of those privileges have come a lot of things. Things the Pilgrims never even dreamed of.
Like freedom of religion.
So the Pilgrims wrote the Constitution?
But now hold on a minute. You've got the idea, but it isn't something you can write down like a grocery list.
No point in writing down a grocery list either. Like your mom told you, we broke, babies.
Thankful for anything. I tell you what let's do. Let's take a little more time to think this over. When you get right down to it, there are some pretty tough decisions in making up your mind what means the most to you.
I still have trouble choosing a favorite of you kids.
That's one thing you can't get along without. But do you know that there are some places in the world today where you have to get along without just about everything else?
Golly, Daddy.
I guess I kind of got carried away. But I'll bet you one thing.
I'll bet you $5,000 I remember the movies I saw.
When we sit down to whatever Mother fixes to eat tomorrow,
We'll be able to choke it down behind forced, unconvincing smiles.
Thanksgiving dinner. Well, that's how it got started.
Before I knew it, there I was with a warm gun in my hand and 5 dead bodies on the floor.
No, I mean everybody likes to make something special out of a special day. So we fell back on something as old as the Pilgrims.
Persecution of indigenous people.
Ordinary blessings that we had to be thankful for. That night, I'd see Dick there building his model airplane, and Susan just playing.
Unstructured play does not bring out the best in
They
Susan.
were mulling things over, thinking big thoughts for such young heads. And as for Mother and Tom and baby Janet...
All was shit-faced as usual.
Going back to that bottle joke from earlier.
For the first
Yeah,
time,
it's called a callback, baby.
appreciate in
Is
just
it?
any ordinary day in America. When we took our places around the table and we were ready. And then, well, we all knew it. There are some things you just can't say.
Ask Hulk Hogan about that
Everybody in
one.
his own way knew
Or
what he
Paula
had to be
Deen.
thankful for.
Or the Grease
And
Man.
This was the time to think about it. Tom was first.
I am thankful for getting...
I am thankful for the ventriloquism lessons, which are really starting to pay off.
cookies and milk after school. Like Mom says, I'm hungry all the time anyway, and if I didn't live in a country where there was plenty to go around, golly.
Imagine if I lived in a country where there was plenty to go around, but millions of people still suffered and starved in poverty. That sure would be awful.
Richard Halliburton. Gee, the way they tell a story, it's as good as being there yourself. And it's free, with only a library card.
Free until you keep a book too long and they start charging your ass fines.
About some of the
I'm
things that ought to
thankful
be
for the
glad
public
of.
library, which enables me to read about the evils of socialism.
Seemed to matter a whole lot less than he thought they did yesterday. Well, then it was Susan's turn.
Unfortunately, Susan had quietly passed away.
You'd never credit her with thinking beyond her dolls.
What with being a girl and all.
I am thankful we have what we need to wear. Though Mother says it's hard to keep up with us, we grow so fast.
So is the dad reading their minds? Is that how he can show us what they're thankful for in their own inner thoughts?
Or maybe this is just what he wants them to be thankful for, and in reality, everyone is still jonesing for turkey and just trying to hold it together.
Or go to any church I want, any Sunday.
As long as it's a church and a
I'm
Sunday.
thankful for my mother and daddy, that they are here with us, that both of them aren't too worried about things to take time to have fun with us. I'm glad we're a family, that families are still important in America.
Because gay marriage hasn't destroyed them yet.
Dick, being the oldest, was having some pretty serious thoughts.
I am thankful for being able to get an education, for living where schools, all schools, open their doors to a guy who wants to learn.
Emphasis on guy.
School books are
Implicit
studied
emphasis on
learn.
white.
Where a guy is rated by how much he knows, and the community is rated by how well it teaches him.
And movies ain't rated at all, baby.
I've got a chance to play, batting a ball around once in a while.
In a dusty field, surrounded by abandoned buildings, all by myself.
Growing up in America.
Sure, baby Janet's too young to understand the big word Thanksgiving.
Or to know not to look directly to
Tell
camera.
us the things that make her happy. But we can tell.
We know she loves Jesus and hates commies. A parent can just sense these
About the
things.
fun of splashing around in the tub, and about how good it feels to be clean. About playtime with Mother, and the security she feels in Mother's arms.
Which one day she will learn cannot compare to the security she feels when holding a loaded firearm.
Working, cooking, ironing, tending children, daylight to dark. What does she have to be thankful for?
Who cares? She procreates and keeps house. Probe any deeper and you're just asking for trouble.
Privilege of being born safely and of growing up healthy and strong.
In a country where rubber balls were plentiful and there were only a handful of acceptable hairstyles.
Men and women. And I'm thankful for all the things our American system makes possible for the Smiths and the Browns and the Johnsons. For washing machines.
I'm thankful Bill refused to buy me that automatic washing machine. He's right. It would have made me spoiled and slothful.
When one of the family is sick. A car to get Dad to work.
And the hell away from me for 8 blessed hours, baby.
I'm thankful for all the things free people working together can produce.
All of the things? Even institutional racism, gender discrimination, and oppression of LGBTQ folk?
I bet she'd say yes.
Because this is the 1950s?
Sure.
Project, the new mayor, or Jane Jones' hat.
For real though, baby, did you see that hat she was wearing at church?
Yeah, what was with the antlers?
For the peace of mind that Dad's job brings. For knowing that even though there are lots of luxuries we can't afford,
Like turkey or birth control?
to go around for the things we have to have. I'm glad Dad doesn't work slave hours. That there are evenings and Sundays and vacations when we can all be together.
And I'm thankful to live before the labor unions that made all those things possible were vilified and blamed for society's problems.
And now for me. I've got so many things to be thankful for.
Let's pause a moment. Can I get guesses what old Bill Johnson is thankful for?
His submissive, chore-happy wife. His placid, possibly sedated children.
And he must be doing okay, financially speaking, if the kids treat this one-time lack of turkey like an intolerable hardship. But let's go a little deeper. Put yourself into Bill Johnson's shoes. If you were him, what would you be thankful for?
I think I'd be thankful that I'm young enough in 1951 to still be alive at the time of the Apollo moon landings, but old enough that I'll probably be dead by the time the Reagan administration rolls around.
Nice. Toby Benson?
I'd be thankful that my sons are probably too old to get drafted in the 60s and sent off to get killed in the pitiless jungles of Vietnam.
Good one. Me? If I were Bill Johnson and it was 1951, despite the developing Cold War between the U.S. and the Soviets, rapidly spreading paranoia about communists in the U.S., racial tensions simmering and threatening to explode at any moment, I'd be thankful for the fact that there were only 6 more years until they started printing "In God We Trust" on the money, and all was right with the world.
Until the Supreme Court prohibited state-sponsored school prayer in 1963, anyway.
Yeah, I bet Bill loved that. Man, it's too bad they didn't make a movie about Thanksgiving with the Johnsons that year. That would have been interesting. No more prayer in school.
Mom's reading The Feminine Mystique. Susan comes home from college with a black boyfriend.
Anyway.
I'm thankful for this house. It may need a coat of paint, it has a mortgage, but it's ours, a place where we can be together in privacy.
It won't be so nice in a few years when the you-know-who stop moving in, but for now...
This house our home, the happiness here, not just today or on Christmas morning, but on a day-to-day basis all through the year.
On Columbus Day and Jefferson Davis Day and the 19th Amendment Day of Mourning.
A friend calling, or maybe a bill collector, or a kid selling magazines. You never know what to expect. But you can count on one thing. It's not going to be some political gangster coming to drag one of us off to jail because we believe in freedom.
I'm thankful that as a white middle-class Christian family, imaginary dangers like being jailed for loving freedom too much are really all we have to worry about.
A sluggish motor and making it hum again. Makes me feel that somebody got to his work, or wherever he had to go, just because of me.
I like auto mechanics. Other folks prefer coal mining or burning to death in shirtwaist factories.
And I'm thankful for my newspaper,
I'm thankful it's written at the 6th grade reading level.
Paper, but more valuable than any amount of money, because in it, the editor's got the privilege of printing what he thinks, and I've got the privilege of agreeing with him or not.
At least he's saying all of this to us and sparing his family from having to listen to it.
The editor and I have the right to act on our opinions on Election Day, to vote for the principles we believe in.
Government for white men, by white men.
Finally,
Just as our white man God intended.
being able to believe, in spite of everything, that somehow, someway, the unity we've got here in the Johnson family will someday spread to men and nations throughout the world.
Thanks to benevolent and irresistible American imperialism.
We are truly and humbly thankful. Amen.
Oh, so he was talking to God this whole time?
Oh, he thinks we're God, baby. You know, you can get people to do some pretty crazy shit if they think you're God.
You don't say.
Even with no turkey, there was plenty of white meat.
Happy Thanksgiving from a gargoyle on the Chrysler Building. The end.
That was fun, baby. I'm glad I decided to do it after all.
Were you considering not joining us for the Turkey Day riff this year, Toby Benson?
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, I was at first, baby. But it must have just been cold feet or something.
Well, I'm glad you overcame it.
Yeah, me too. Gotta go, baby.
Oh, bye. Is there something the matter with Toby Benson?
Toby Benson? No. What could possibly be wrong with Toby Benson?
I don't know.
How are things with you and Wilhelmina?
Fine. Really good, actually. Was Toby Benson going to skip the Turkey Day riff because I'm seeing Wilhelmina?
No.
Is he upset that I'm seeing her?
Nope.
Because if he is, that's something we definitely need to talk about.
I was going to make some rice earlier before we started doing this, and now I can't remember if I put it on the stove or not. So I'm just going to get up and go to the kitchen and check and see if I've put the rice on the stove and forgot about it and just make sure it didn't burn. And then while I'm up, I might just go out and check the mail or run to the store because I noticed that we're out of eggs, and I like to have an egg in my rice. You know, if you crack the egg, it'll just cook right in the rice while it's still hot. So I'm just going to go do that.
Well, as long as everything is fine.
Hope you enjoyed this lowly human video. If you did, like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Also, please consider helping Steve to make more lowly human videos like this one by supporting his channel through Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron. Wait, this is the end of my part? Unbelievable!